and welcome along. My name is Eddie and this is my vlog, and today is October the 15th, and by some miracle we're going to be harvesting the soybeans. I am absolutely stunned. Basically, we had that cold snap 2 weeks ago, snow everywhere, fully expecting that these were going to be really damaged by it, but these soybeans seem to be fairly hardy. They are fine. They've dried out. We've had some really mild weather afterwards. We've had that cold snap came in, the sun then just shone for the next week or so after that. Things have dried out, and I came down and I checked the soybeans this morning and they are dry enough to harvest. It is an absolute miracle. I did not think I'd be in mid-October and getting the combine back out again. I thought this was a lost cause, but they are here and they are ready, and it's gonna work. We've still got a little bit of trouble on the farm. We are still in a position where, well, we can't actually plant anything for this year, for the next year, the winter crops. We might get one or two fields in. I'll see how it goes. There's no way through that hedge, so I'm gonna run around, and yeah, we might get the winter crops in if we rush it. We are expecting the temperature to start dropping, especially once November kicks in, so it's going to be a bit of a rush to get everything sorted for next year. I'm just happy to have all of this year's crops harvested. Bringing my combine round and into the field and see if we can hook this up. One of the nice things about the fields on this farm is that most of them have areas like this that I can get my headers connected up with, like so, and connect up our PTO and our cables, and we should be able then to get everything running. Whoa, reverse. There we go. It is a little bit of a downward slope there, but thankfully I put the trailer there because I wanted to go into the field that way. Start up our combine. This combine just sounds amazing. And the header. And away we go. I'm kind of wondering what our yield is going to be like on this. I'll check into everything in a bit and see where we are. Got about a 7,000, I think it's just over a 7,000 litre capacity on this. So yeah, we'll see how far we can get around this field before we need to get it emptied. Hopefully our yield is not going to be too bad, despite the fact that these soybeans have had snow on them. As expected with what these soybeans have been through, our yield is quite a bit down on this field. We are at 2.8 tons a hectare at the moment, and we've barely got, well, we're heading up to about a third of a tank, maybe a little over a third of a tank on the combine from the first headland. So we're looking at basically getting all three headlands out before I have to go and get the tractor and trailer and empty this out. Hopefully I have enough space to turn around here, and this is why we have three headlands. And put the header down, we can go into it and take this headland from here. As expected, it's down, and having had this planted late and coming ripe late and having had snow on it and everything, the fact that we are getting a crop off this at all is something of a miracle, and it's a word I'm finding I'm using a lot today. This is a crop that 2 weeks ago I had written off. I'd fully expected to not be able to get the combine in here and get it done. And who combines in October? This is unheard of in any time in my entire farming life. I have never had the combine out here harvesting in October. And we're doing it. We are getting this last crop off, and this does represent the last crop this year. It's been a hard first year here on Hilltop Farm. We have faced all sorts of battles with the grass, with testing crops like this out, with just sort of with the weather. Everything has been a bit of a struggle here, but we've been successful. Despite all of that, we've still been successful. We have got once we get this field done, we will have all of our crops harvested. We will be self-sufficient. We've got all the grass done as well. We have hay, and we have straw, and we have clover silage, and we have the grass silage done, and it's a mix that we can be completely self-sufficient for animals. And we've made mistakes this year that we know that going forward on this farm we won't make next year, and we'll go from strength to strength on here. And I'm just so happy that it's all worked out so well. As I expected, we have not got a full tank off these headlands. It's not going to be the greatest yield off this field at all. As I said, it's 2.8, I think, was what we're getting on here. Now, to go with the slope of this field, and you can see kind of how we planted this. I think I planted this field up and down this, sort of across like this. We are over 80% full though, so I don't want to go and cut in with our tank this full. So let's turn off that and put this down. I'm going to put my auger out. There we go. And we'll just pop back to the yard and go and grab ourselves the other tractor, the G190. The downside to all this is that I'd put everything away. I mean, I had completely given up on ever harvesting these soybeans. And so all of our carting equipment, so our trailer and everything, the combine had been put away. I was preparing to winter it. Just completely unexpected. Having had the sunshine the last few days, I just thought I'll go and check it. I'll go and see whether there is even a possibility we might be able to get these soybeans harvested. And sure enough, there it was. The moisture level was fine. They were looking healthy-ish. I mean, healthy for a crop that had been sitting under snow that doesn't really like sitting under snow. The ground hadn't fully frozen during that snow either. It got cold. It got cold enough for the snow to settle for a couple of days, but hadn't actually frozen. Before we head back down, I just want to show you this. This is the pile of carrots that we got off the other field. Finally managed to unstick the harvester from the mud, and once we did, we got it finished. There is a lot of carrots there. We're not going to need all of them. We're going to put some of those down at the sheep yard, but there's we've just got an absolutely brilliant harvest of here this year, more than expected. The only downside we've had is trying to get the hay done, but now we have the conditioner mowers. Now we've got the right kit. That should not be a problem at all. Plans are going to change a little bit, as I was saying earlier, for what we're going to plant. Weather is getting colder. We can get stuff in the ground, but whether it germinates and will be strong enough to last through the winter, that is my biggest worry. And I don't want to start off my second year by discovering that a load of my crop hasn't germinated and isn't going to germinate. That would be very bad. I think we had about 6,000 litres. So we'll be able to put a full tank into the trailer next time. And that means that we can then go and tip. But are we going to get more than... I think we might get one more tank and maybe half a tank off here. But there's not a huge amount. The middle of the field is no better really than the edge. We're getting 2.4 tons a hectare here. It's these soybeans have taken a real battering, and I can't be disappointed. I mean, I am not disappointed in this. We are, as I said many times, this was not a crop I ever expected to be able to harvest. So the fact that we're getting anything off here is absolutely brilliant. I'm going to start clearing off this bottom end of the field now. So we're going to try and cut in down here because this gap is getting really wide in the middle of the field. And I want to keep things nice and controlled. And there'll just be a little bit of a clean-up at the bottom end of the field, making sure this is all good. You can see we only have, from all that work in the middle of the field there, we only have 1,700 litres in the tank. So it's not filling up very fast, and it is not a bumper crop by any stretch of the imagination. And with this last row from the bottom end of the field here, we've hit 2,300 litres. That is under a third of a tank from this end of the field, which is, yeah. The moment I'm thinking we're going to be lucky to get another full tank off here. To even get a full trailer is going to be something that I don't think is going to happen. We shall see. There's still plenty of field left to cut, but at this point we've got to be over halfway through, and yeah, with 2/3 of a combine left to fill. Combine is just coming up to half full. We're still pulling 2.4 tons a hectare, and we are chomping through this fairly fast. This has got 6 rows. I don't know if 6 rows are going to fit in my header. I've been working on the premise of 5 rows in this. If it isn't, then we'll sort of split it and do 3 and 3. But I think it's going to be a hard push. Yeah, we're going to miss stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 and 3. So this is kind of what you do when you've got more than you can fit in a single header like this. You take a bit with a much reduced capacity, make sure you can get it all, and then you know that next row you're going to be able to cut and gather everything in. And it may not be most efficient because you're doing 2 trips, but you're probably going to have to do 2 trips anyway to get it cut. So you might as well just bite the bullet, do it anyway, and that way you know you're not going to damage any crops or anything as well. Up to 4,300 litres now. I'm very doubtful we're going to have a full tank of this field. So this is the other half of that. You can see now it's really easy for us to make sure everything is gathered. We just shove the middle of the combine, throw it into the center of the bed and easily pick it up. Finishing up the last parts of the field, we have about 1,500 litres left in the tank. I don't think we have 1,500 litres left on the field. There is just not the crop here. But as I said before, this is better than nothing. We had completely written this off, and I'm so pleased that every crop we've planted this year we have harvested. We've managed to get this whole farm done, and look at this. This is the last bit of soybeans, the last thing we need to harvest this year. And into the combine it goes for a total of 6,300. So I think we're probably about 80% full again, which is good. Turn that off and we'll stop the combine threshing. So it has all fit in one trailer. It's only about 12,500 litres, I think, that we've got in the trailer. It's a 15,000 litre trailer, so it's all good. Just getting this over the trailer without getting it, without hitting the trailer with the header. There we are. And we'll empty it out, put the handbrake on, and there we go. That is the soybeans harvested. And I am so pleased. We've got everything harvested. It's all done. And we are sitting pretty going into our second year on here. So, this is it. I hope you have enjoyed watching our first year on Hilltop Farm here on the northern coast. We are going to take a break from doing vlogs for a while. So please go and check out the rest of the videos on Virtual Farmer's channel. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog and this series. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos on the channel, please subscribe, and I will see you at some point soon. Goodbye.